Guys, it's true. I wasn't a believer before. I was skeptical. But I went to the grocery store, and this chicken was marked on clearance. Only $6.37. It had to have been Trump. Who else would have put this on clearance?
To all the people who voted for Trump because of the economy, because your eggs at the grocery store are really expensive, if you're not in the top 5%, you're probably going to be paying more taxes. And even worse news, your eggs are going to be the same price, if not more. So, yeah, hope it was worth it.
So my boss pulled me aside today. He just let me know that we will not be receiving our Christmas bonuses this year. And as a welder that already lives paycheck to paycheck, this is devastating. All because Trump is saying that he is going to enable tariffs when he is in office. Because even though we buy locally and we support small businesses local to us, those small businesses purchase materials that are from overseas, so they would have to pay that tax, meaning they have to increase their products. So when us as a company are purchasing products from them, we're going to be spending more, and therefore that is digging into our bonus money. However, he did say that we would be receiving a big raise next year, that because other businesses are going to be increasing their prices, we are going to have to increase our prices, so we will be making more money. However, that won't fucking matter because everything is going to go up in price, so that raise will literally mean nothing. And I have to sit here and just remember that this is not my lesson to learn. And for everyone else that is going to be experiencing this, who did not vote for Trump, keep that in mind. It is not our lesson to learn. However, we will just be suffering with everyone else.
If you're voting for Trump because of the economy, you need to watch this first. There's a lot of misinformation out there about what he did, what he wants to do, and how it's all going to affect us. First is taxes. If you're voting for Trump because you want his tax plan, you already have it. The tax plan we're in right now is Donald Trump's tax plan. It's called the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. It was passed in 2017 and enacted in 2018. And it's set to expire in 2025, which means it's currently our tax plan. And Trump is essentially running on the fact that he would just extend these taxes beyond their expiration date, which means that your taxes now would be your taxes in 2025. Now let's talk about domestic oil production. If you're voting for Trump because you want to produce more domestic oil, we already do. This is the chart of domestic oil production, and if you look to the far right, that's Joe Biden producing more domestic oil today than Donald Trump ever did. Now let's talk about the national debt. If you're voting for Trump because you think he would be better for the national debt, you would be wrong. Joe Biden increased the national debt by 16%, while Donald Trump increased it by 33%. And if you think that's because of COVID, that would be wrong too. Just look at non-COVID spending. Donald Trump's over 10 years would be $4.8 trillion, whereas Joe Biden's was $2.2 trillion. As you can see, in both COVID and non-COVID spending, Trump was 2 times worse than Joe Biden. And last is cost of living. If you're voting for Trump because you think cost of living is going to go down, that's not true either. Trump wants to put a 10% tariff on all products imported to the U.S., which would cost your family between $1,700 and $2,350 a year, and a 60% tariff on all Chinese goods being imported, which would cost you around $2,000 a year. So all in all, his tariffs would cost you about $4,000 a year. And that is a cost of living expense because these tariffs are going to make products more expensive. Economic consensus is that tariffs make things cost more because they cost the producer of that product more money. And in the end, that cost is passed on to you, which is why Trump's tariff proposals would harm working Americans. And essentially, it amounts to about a $300 billion tax hike on you. And I know all this seems confusing because Trump seemingly had a good first term for the economy, but he inherited a good economy from Barack Obama. The only policy of any real consequence he passed during his first term was the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which we've already discussed is our current tax policy. And all this really did was add $2 trillion to our national debt and mostly benefit corporations and very wealthy people. So I understand the impulse to want to vote for Trump because during his first term the economy was good, but that's missing so much context. We have a very different set of circumstances today, and he would not be inheriting this walk in the park that he did in 2017. And by all accounts, looking what he wants to do and the economic analysis of it, it's not going to work.
Listen, friends, okay? Since we all live in predominantly red states, we are all going to benefit from these groceries going dirt cheap. Ain't that what they all telling us? So I need everybody to go to the grocery store right now, because you know they're getting excited about it, so I guess I'll get excited about it too. We're going to have $1.99 bread. We're going to have 50 cents a dozen eggs. We're going to have $1.75 milk. We're going to have $1.99 gas. I'm excited. And I don't think the history books are going to get this correct. So everyone needs to go out to their local stores right now and take pictures of everything. So in 1 to 2 years, when we're living in this beautiful world that y'all told us we finna get, we can look back at these prices and be like, yep, that was it. I knew we made the right choice. Them prices is it.